Let's not diligently say something that is like misleading. Cut through whatever that is said towards ending. There is no need to have introduction. There is no need to be indirect. Purify through being direct. Even being direct is not being direct. In this way, there will not be any traces for anyone to be attached to one's own words. To give ending for samsara is not about misleading anyone to become someone or something. To give ending for samsara is not about training or misleading anyone to become humans or angels or become someone. Listen well. Deludedly using words and sentences without cutting through, it will become traces of opinions and meanings to create attachments, to mislead, and creating something out of nothing. Let's not say anything in such a way. If saying anything that misleads someone to become something, let's not say anything at all. Use sentences that purify themselves without grasping anything in themselves, cut through themselves. Then no one will be fixated to them, only ending accordingly. Therefore, let's not teach anyone in the way of misleading, making something out of nothing to become the noble ones or the arahants, the enlightened ones. Is it really being like that? That is creating something out of nothing. Make it up. This is about giving ending to the Brahma realms, not to mislead anyone to become angels or Brahma. That is a delusion to become someone. This is not to teach anyone to become humans or anything. It's only about being deluded to become something by oneself. Each Buddha era is only about giving ending to humanity, giving ending to being Deva or angels, ending even the ending itself. This is not about teaching anyone to be attached or detached from anything. It has nothing to do with attachment or detachments. Not to teach anyone to be attached or not attached to anything. It's not about not attached to the not about attachments or non-attachment. This is not to teach about liberation or not liberation. To teach something like that is just misleading because it will create the ways of liberation or not liberation. To try to be this way and that way. One word needs to be giving ending. Otherwise, please don't say anything. Otherwise, there will be a lot of correction. That it has nothing to do with being liberated or not. Then it will end. Who is it? Each one of us. To be over something in whatever ways. That kind of thoughts with the idea of trying to liberate, to get over something. Let's go over it so that it will not be a whirlpool of the cause of suffering and the suffering, the desire within the effort to liberate or not liberate. Let's end the ending itself, cease the ceasing itself right now. The enlightenment has been given already. This has nothing to do with liberating or not. The anatta, the non-self, is trying to liberate from itself. There is no such a thing. Everything has been enlightened and given the enlightenment to. So one sentence that is going to be said, let's giving ending with such a word. Let's not give introduction. In this way, samsara of opinions and meanings, samsara of verbal, of mental karma and verbal karma and physical karma of practices will be dissolved. Samsara of physical, verbal and mental karma will be dissolved. That which has nothing to do with being liberated or not. That which has nothing to do with disengagement or not. Sentences that give ending to themselves. That which has nothing to do even within the uninvolvement itself. Not involved even within the non-involvement itself. There's always teaching anyone to mislead, to practice in this way and that way, to mislead anyone to become samsara on and on endlessly. Such a teaching of misleading, let's end it. Each sentence, every sentence is about giving ending. To help giving ending. The true essence of the enlightenment. The true essence of the enlightenment. Let me tell you, all the scripts are not at all anything, even a sentence in there. Let's be enlightened to this truth. All these closets of scripts, this page, that page, this sentence, that sentence. Let me tell you, even a sentence is not about anything in it, even the whole closet, let alone. The word Siam is the words that are used that mislead anyone to have self-importance in any situations, to become someone, make it up, misleading anyone to become someone. That is called Siam Son in Thai. Making an attachment, delusive attachment of self-importance. This word needs to be interpreted correctly. Even in Thai, it's needed. The words that create misleading of self-importance in any situations. Neither is about right or wrong. No? Creating significance in meanings in this way or that way. Creating delusive attachment and fixation in meanings. This is called Siam. This is not only about words that create quarrels. That's like buffaloes fighting. Siam meaning making up, teaching something that made up self-importance within somebody that are listening. From someone who are not having doctorate, becoming doctorate. From not being delusive attached to oneself, becoming deludedly fixated to self-importance as this person or that person. This is classified as Siam. Even saying about, are you liberated already? This is also called Siam. That which has nothing to do with being liberated or not. Instead, saying something that misleading someone to go on the path to liberate oneself or not liberating from oneself. Everything that is taught anyone to mislead oneself as self-importance to become something, right or wrong, true or false, all about misleading, making up something as something is called Siam. Listen to something that giving ending while listening. This is the art that Luang Po has been prepared from this morning already. If the words has no cutting through in themselves, please don't say it, because it creates samsara as traces further and further. Please do not do it. So then, how to say anything? That's why this is the conclusion. Use words that cut through in themselves, giving ending in themselves in any sentences. Then there will not be pitfalls, not creating karma for listeners and for those who say to mislead anyone to be this or that. listening and ending is right there while listening. It will not go further and further as anything. The anatta has been given in the enlightenment from all the Buddhas. Just like the practice. It's like someone who is practicing that has been misguided, misleading from something that is not about anything becoming something. From not involved become involvement. From that which is not anything becomes something. From that which has nothing to do with yes or no becomes something. Like this is it or this isn't it. Let there be the sentences that cut through themselves, not to teach anyone to become something, misguiding, misleading anyone, listening to something that gives ending to itself, not becoming something, not creating something to become something.